It's about time to get your organizing together. myOrganized.life, March 28th, 2018. Well, hello, welcome.
Hi.
It is Wednesday, March 28th, and welcome to myOrganized.life Live. Yes, I am
Guest.
John
Oh,
Hunt.
I'm sorry. I'm Leanne Thompson.
Yes, you were. Okay.
And I'm a special guest, but we have a special guest on today.
Yes, but we're not going to bring her on yet.
Not
but
yet.
First, for those watching, go ahead in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from, this week, and maybe anything interesting about time management challenges in your life, because that's what we're going to talk
That's
about
what we're
today.
talking about today. Yeah.
And this is the show where we give you organizing tips, advice. We get your questions and comments.
Right.
And a short week here. Actually, this Friday we're not going to have a show because it's Good Friday and we get the day off. So
We do get the day off.
when we talk about the idea of doing the show every day, it's only every day that we're here.
Yes.
So thank you, Smeed, for giving us Friday off.
That's
but
right.
we'll be back next week. So after that, and we have tomorrow's show, which is going to be solutions.
Solutions Thursday. Yep.
Yes, and maybe we can come up with some time management or productivity
Yep,
solutions.
that'd
That's
be a
kind of
great
one
idea.
Of one of the themes of this week. So,
Right.
Okay, so anyway, let's, without further ado, bring on Debbie Rosemont from It's Simply Placed. Debbie, welcome to myOrganized.life Live.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
Yes, well, today we want to talk about, we know you have a special program. I think it's called It's About Time. And
Yes.
I just want to dig into that a little bit with you today because I know time management and productivity, who do you know that doesn't struggle with that?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Except maybe David Allen, but he has 3 assistants, so, and if you don't know who David Allen is, just Google it. But anyway, Debbie, let's first of all talk about kind of an overview of what the program is and maybe why you even created this program.
Sure. So the program is a virtual productivity program. So it can be done by anyone, anywhere, and everything is available online. There are a couple of live components. There's a monthly webinar that happens on the first Tuesday of every month at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And then 2 weeks later, there's an Ask the Organizer that I do live, again at 8 a.m. Pacific time on the third Tuesday of the month.
Right.
But both those things are recorded and the recordings are available to our members. So we take a deep dive into different topics around organization and productivity that ultimately help people have more time for what matters most to them. And that's kind of it's about time. It's a double entendre. So we say, it's about time. It's about having more time for what matters most. And then for many of our members, it's about time. It's about time they did something about being more organized and productive. They've struggled long enough, and that this is a great solution for them. I created it because I was having individuals come up to me and say, "Hey, when's your next open enrollment class? When's your next class that I can come and learn from you?" And I really shifted in my business quite some time ago to doing training courses for corporations. So I go into companies, they bring me in, and I do a training for 10, 25, 100 employees. And that's been the business model. So I was having a lot of solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, or very small businesses saying, well, we can't bring you in to do a group training, but how can we take advantage of the education? And so this program was created for that. It's online, so it's convenient. And again, it can be done from anywhere, and an individual would subscribe for a membership.
Awesome.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
So what kind of topics do people usually ask you about, or some stuff like that? What are they interested in?
So we've got kind of a set of topics, and again, we deep dive into one of them each month. So the webinar would be setting the topic up and going over lessons and strategies, and then we have a challenge that's related to that topic. So I'm all about teaching and giving education, but I really want people to take action on what they learn, and I think that's where the magic happens, and that's where change happens. So I'll give you some examples of topics. So let's see, it's March 28th. Next month, April, we're doing email intervention. So that's the topic for next month. So we're going to really talk about why email is a challenge for people, why it takes so much time, and give some really good strategies for things that people can do to be more effective and more efficient with email, so they have time for what matters and they can be proactive in their business rather than just reactive to the email that comes in. So that's an example of next month. This month, we have covered the idea that multitasking makes you stupid, and I think we did a SMED recording on that quite some time ago. But the idea that, we feel like we've got to multitask to get it all done. There's so many demands on our time, but again, it's not effective. And when we do so, we actually take longer to get things done, and we make mistakes, and we're not able to learn new things or remember things. So we've talked about the opposite, and that's the notion of focus as a productivity strategy. And we've had some great responses to that. We've done effective goal setting. We've done fighting procrastination. We've done, or we will do coming up, Unearth Your Desk, which is about physical organization. So, we've got 12 great topics that we're diving into throughout the year.
Great. Well, and I would imagine that this is kind of a rolling thing. So if someone didn't sign up in March, or they signed up in April, or I mean, they're not going to miss what happened in January, because eventually you're going to, is it for 1 year, or is it for life, or kind of how do you structure that?
Yeah, it really can be for life. So we have people who join on a month-to-month basis. So they sign up and pay monthly, and we just do a reoccurring charge. They can cancel at any time. They just need to give 30 days notice, and we stop that reoccurring charge. So some people will hop on, for a number of months. The program just started last October. And so far we've had people stay.
Okay, good.
We've not had, even those that are going month to month, because they're really getting great value out of it. And I think it's a reasonable price for the return on investment. Other people will sign up for a year, because when they do so, if they pay for a year in advance, they get more savings on that monthly cost. And at the end of 1 year, of course, this coming October will be the conclusion of a first year. It is absolutely my intent that there will be value for people to continue.
Sure.
So while we'll revisit some of the same topics in the successive years, so that people that joined mid-year won't miss out, we'll be adding new things to it and adding value for those that have already been a part.
Yeah. Well, for those that are watching maybe live, or if you're watching on the replay, either on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and put in the comments, because we're gonna check back on the page, and Debbie will check back, and we'll answer maybe any time management or productivity questions that you have. Sure. Debbie, tell us maybe a success story from one of your members who has taken something they've learned in this group and put it into action, because I would imagine you share successes, right, with each other?
Absolutely. We love to help celebrate successes, and again, that's part of what these implementation challenges are about, is to get people to actually put into practice the things that they've learned. We've had a number of them. So a couple of them actually are on the webpage that describes more about it, that we can link to. But on our website, which is itssimplyplace.com, if you go to the business organization tab, and then down at the bottom, you'll see the It's About Time program. And we've put up a couple of testimonials, because when I was hearing from members, they were saying, oh my gosh, this is changing my life, or I got more done in this one day by being free of distraction and not multitasking than I did, the entire week before. So these are some of the things that we're hearing. We did in December, we did Plan for Success. And then in January, we did What Are You Waiting For?, which was avoiding procrastination. And I had one member that set a goal in December that was something she wanted to accomplish by April of this calendar year. And in the What Are You Waiting For month, in the challenge of avoiding procrastination, she avoided procrastination, she moved forward, she completed the goal, which was to have a draft of a book done. So she got that done in so much less time than it would have maybe taken her without this program.
Awesome. That's interesting.
And another member, same thing, kind of in that, avoiding procrastination. There'd been something she'd been putting off that, when she got it done was going to make a big difference for her. And she'd been building it up in her mind. And she reported in that, when she actually got the thing done, it didn't take her very long at all. She'd just been putting it off and kind of making it feel bigger than it needed to. And, she shared with us the success of actually getting that thing done. So those are some of the great successes we've been hearing. And it's part of my favorite aspect of the program is getting to virtually high five and celebrate with our members, and they're doing that within the Facebook community we have as well. That's part of the group, is this closed Facebook community where conversation is happening, community is being built, and accountability is a piece of it as well.
Great.
That's cool. It's like sometimes all you need is just a little cheerleader just to say, like, do it.
Right.
Go ahead.
So if you were in this group, what would you ask? We've got Debbie on right now.
Oh, gosh.
Live feedback.
Let's see.
What would be one of your challenges? You can either home or work too.
Yeah, I guess I just have a problem going through things that are just, whether it's clothes that need to be sorted or mainly like baby clothes, just organizing them and getting them out and. I just need to do it, but it's hard.
Yeah. Debbie, how do you just do it when you know you got to do it, but you can't get started?
Well, I would suggest blocking some time out. So protecting some time on your calendar where that's the thing that you're going to do. Because many of us are really good at living by what's on our calendar. So if we have a doctor's appointment and it says, today at 3:00, I have a doctor's appointment, that's where I'm going to be, and that's what I'm going to be doing at 3:00. So we can make appointments with ourselves for things that we want to get done. So that might be one thing, Leanna, is block some time off in your calendar to go through, a set of dresser drawers, or to go through baby clothes that your little ones have grown out of. The next idea there is really identifying what's clutter. What is it that you don't want anymore? Are there things that aren't in good condition anymore that you just need to let go of? Are there things that you either don't imagine using again because your kids have grown out of, and that you want to keep in case you have another child, or that you want to pass on to somebody else who has a baby, but that don't necessarily need to be in the active space there? So carve out the time to do it, and then have a process that you will go through during that time period. And then another thing, and we talked about this in the piece on accountability, is ask someone else to hold you accountable. So, you could even say to John, hey, John, look, I'm going to do this by the end of next week. I'm going to go through these bins. Yeah. And John, I want you to ask me about that in a week from now. I want you to ask me how I did. Okay. So you set John up to hold you accountable. And maybe John tells you one thing he wants to do in the next week that he wants to accomplish. And I'll tell you what, Leanne, you're not going to keep putting it off, because now you've got John that knows you're up to this, and you're going to need to report into him in a week as to how you did.
Okay, so that's great. One more thing he can hound me on.
Yes, nice. That's very good.
You don't have to choose John. It could be somebody else. You can choose your girlfriend. You can choose your spouse. You can. It doesn't matter. But have somebody hold you accountable. That's a really effective technique.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Debbie, this is great. We're going to put the links to the program called It's About Time, and it's about time we wrap up this Facebook Live. So, Debbie, thank you.
You're welcome. I want to tell you also today, March 28th, I would love to offer a special to the SMED community. So if anybody watching today is interested in the program and you go onto the web page, we're going to list a discount. We're just going to have it up we'll do today and tomorrow. And then we're changing the prices back to normal. So if you're interested, we're happy to offer a discount to the SMED community.
Yeah, and if you're watching on the replay, maybe it's past that time, but that's okay.
But it's the 28th and 29th of March.
I'm sure people will appreciate that.
28th and 29th of March, we'll have that up for sure.
Okay, great.
Cool.
Well, tomorrow we have Solutions
Day. Yeah.
And maybe we'll get a solution that can help you go through those clothes or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know,
but maybe bring in some huge bins.
Yeah.
Labels.
I don't know. Maybe you have to tune in tomorrow. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern, and noon Pacific, Facebook Live here, myOrganized.life live, and we'll see you next time.